Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good wherever you are. Welcome to Learn Brizy. I am JP, and it's been a long time. It's been a period of absence and many reasons for it. But the short of it, I've moved house. I've moved from one province in South Africa to another province. And trust me, Bob, that was a headache and still is, because guess what? COVID-19 got us in lockdown, and you have to get these permits to cross the borders. So half of the family is here, namely the dogs, which are lying under the table snoring away. And then the cats and the missus are still up in the other province. So apologies then. And I know I hate when people say, I don't want to apologize, and then they apologize. But there has been a little bit of an absence, and actually mostly to Brizy and Dimi for delaying a lot of stuff that need to come out. So let's get to it in this video. And before we get into that, actually, another thing I have to give you warning about, I've got an entire new computer set up here. So I've decided to try and go for a mobile extended approach, which means I got myself a very nice laptop to work on, which takes me with a 4K monitor anywhere I go when I travel, like I'm traveling lately, and then having a huge display here at home now. This is the first time I go 4K. And it's also something to get used to. You think, well, it's going to be awesome, right? I can see everything. But you quickly realize the 4K is very great for graphics and video and working on photos. But when you work on normal programs or websites that aren't geared for it, it's kind of a hassle. So what I've done is I've also increased and magnified my screen size to 150% just to make it a little bit more visible. Otherwise, you and I are barely going to be able to see anything on this screen. Now, Brizy had announced the beta, and if you're on the Facebook community, you would know about the beta. If you're not, you wouldn't know about it. And if you're a beta tester, you should have received an email. Now, two things very important. You cannot just download the beta. You have to sign up for it. And if you want to know how to do that, go to brizy.io, scroll to the bottom, and over here under updates, you will see it says beta test. And then over here, you sign up for it. Then it will appear in your account. If you don't see it, just reach out to the guys and let them know, hey, I signed up, I really want to test it, but I haven't received it in my account. You have to download it from there. So I said the second thing, actually there are three things. The second thing is do not install this on a live website or a website that's already published online. This is beta, this is testing. Only test it. It's definitely going to break a lot. And it is not, what's the word for it? It doesn't build on each other. I mean, when the final release comes out, it won't replace the beta. It's all or nothing. The third thing now is that if you bring in the Brizy Beta Pro, you do need to activate it with your Brizy Pro license. So you cannot just take it and test it even if you don't have a license. Let's jump into Brizy. Let's go into the WordPress administration area. Oh, I can still remember these words and terms. What I've got here under plugins, and I've installed those two beta releases for both the free and the pro version. And then I've got some other plugin. Okay, so here we go. This is the Brizy, it's the free version. And then I've got the pro here. I haven't activated it because in this video, I'm just going to show you what you can do in terms of the new drafts and layout, saving an entire page, and how that will work also within Brizy Free. So I purposefully deactivated Brizy Pro so you just can have an idea that this will work in Brizy Free. And hopefully if time allows and weather allows and the packing and unpacking allows me, I'll try and cover a little bit of these beta features daily in the next week and two to come. There's a lot. Maybe before the end of the 2 weeks, the final release is already out. Let's go to Pages, Add New, and we'll call this one Layouts. Okay. Layout, publish, just deactivate this, publish, edit with Brizy. Great. And then start building your page. Now, before we do that, let's have a look here at the bottom. I've also figured out how to do this magnifying glassy thing in Office, and just to give you an idea of what's going on here. So this is the big update with layouts. If you go here to the bottom right-hand corner, you will see now that we have update here, and then you have this little up pointing chiffon. If you click on it, it's going to give you three options: clear your layout, save layout, switch to draft. All three of these, heaven sent. That's all I can say. I do a lot of preparation, especially for tutorials. I do a lot of testing, and I do this and I do that. And then coming to a point where you just think, oh boy, there's nothing interesting on this page. Let me start over. I just wish there was this one function, and it was to clear out the entire page. That is what clear layout is going to help you now with. We'll get to that very soon. Save layout, save the entire page, and then you can load it on another page. Absolutely stunning. So if you're working on a template for, let's say, your blog or something that has a repeating function, you're going to do this. And then switch to draft. This is going to allow you to do changes, save that, but not publish it live. So let's start by bringing in a few random elements here just to see how this works. We bring in blocks, and I'll just bring in a number of these header-like, hero-like blocks. Let's make it 4. Okay, so we've got these 4 here now. And if we go over here to our reorder blocks, you will see how they appear here on this side. I have to tell you this. Even though the 4K monitor is actually something to get used to, it is just amazingly, vivid. And I just love it for what it is. Now let's start looking at what we can do. The first thing I'm going to do is let's save this entire layout and see where does this go. So go here to update, click next to update, and click on save layout. Depending on what you've got here, this may take some time to save. This time it went very quickly, but when I was testing it, I had a lot of stuff in there and it took a little bit longer. Could have been the internet as well. Now let's go and clear this page, and that's clear layout. So simply click on it, and there is no warning. If you click on it, it's gone, Bobby. Now let's say we want to bring in that page. You've saved it, or you've created another page. You want to bring it onto that page. Where do you get it? If you are familiar with Brizy, you know you should go get it in the block manager. I call it block manager, and that's the thing that happens when you click here on this plus, and then you will see here saved. As you click on saved, you're going to get the blocks that you had saved, but now here on the sidebar, here you're going to see layouts, and it shows you 1. While we are here, get excited for what's below here. Access your library in any WordPress install by connecting your Brizy Cloud account. Ooh la la, we'll get there. But now we're just focusing on this one, layouts. So what this basically means is you can sit anywhere and work on Brizy Cloud, and then you will be able to create something there, save it there, connect it to your WordPress account, and then sync it. Sweet. Right, it's a new word I've learned. Now here is the layout. You see the images do not display here. I guess that's just how the thumbnail is generated, but I've got a very good idea of this page. As I click on it, it loads and it brings it in. Right? I cannot think of a greater way of doing this. This is the Brizy way. If you use the way you save your blocks and your global blocks, it's going to make a lot of sense that it's done this way. Let's look at the third one down there, and that is switch to draft. If I click here on switch to draft, it changes here to save draft. And that means that as long as this page is now in save draft, you can go ahead and make changes to it. For example, if you want to change colors, let's rather go to the global colors up here. Let's say you want to change colors. It's not going to affect your live published site until you switch back here to publish page. So let's click on save draft, and then I'll just go back to my dashboard for purely the purpose to show you that when you come back, it will still be in draft mode. So here we are. We click again on continue to edit with Brizy into Brizy, and then you see save draft still enabled. This is part of Brizy Free. So I mean, this is also great features to bring in. All three of these are making me very happy, and I hope they can roll out for live usage very, very soon. This is JP. We'll follow up with a few more tutorials in the days to come on these beta features that are currently available for testing. What's in the works? There are a lot of new elements, improvements, and then of course you've got this block conditions, mega menu element. Ooh la la. Have a great day. Talk to you soon again. And stay safe.